So today we're going to be talking about the Vaccine Injury Compensation Program. And specifically, I'm going to be going over some answers to the 10 most frequently asked questions I get from clients and prospective clients. So first of all, what is the Vaccine Injury Compensation Program? It's a program that's been set up by the government, specifically the Department of Health and Human Services. And it's meant to compensate individuals who've experienced injuries or side effects due to vaccinations. Who runs the Vaccine Injury Compensation Program? So there are multiple parties involved in the operation of the program. First, it's run by the Department of Health and Human Services. That's who administers the fund. That's who is ordered to pay out compensation. The Court of Federal Claims is where the litigation occurs in the program. So after you file your petition, the court or special master will monitor the case and be there in case of any litigation needs. And finally, the Department of Justice is who will be representing the Department of Health and Human Services. So there will be a DOJ attorney assigned to the case as well. Is there a time limit to file a claim? Yes, there's a strict statute of limitations of 3 years from the date of onset of your vaccine injury symptoms to file a claim. So for instance, if you experienced a SIRVA or shoulder injury related to vaccine administration, you would have 3 years from the start of your symptoms to file that petition. In cases of death caused by vaccination, the time limitation for filing a claim is 2 years from the date of death. Which vaccines are covered under the Vaccine Injury Compensation Program? So any vaccination that has been recommended for routine administration to children or pregnant women is eligible to be covered by the program. That would include influenza vaccine, tetanus, MMR, pneumonia, and several others. There are some vaccinations that are excluded from the program, including shingles, one of the pneumonia vaccinations that's not recommended for children or pregnant women. And currently, the COVID vaccinations are not covered under the program. Does it matter where I received the vaccination? So you're eligible to file a claim in the program if you received your vaccination within the United States. There are some exceptions to this rule, including if you are stationed abroad and a U.S. citizen at the time you received the vaccine, and other exceptions, but those are very limited exceptions. What is the vaccine injury table? The vaccine injury table is where you will find all the vaccinations that are covered under the program. You will also find the injuries or conditions that have been associated with those vaccinations. And you will find qualifications and age to interpretation, meaning what sort of symptoms you would expect to see for those conditions if they are related to a vaccination. If your injury meets the criteria set forth on the vaccine injury table, there is a presumption that the vaccine caused your injury. What do you need to file a claim in the program? Every claim is initiated by the filing of a petition. The petition will set forth your specific allegations, so the vaccination you received and the injury that it caused. You also have to file your evidence, and that would include medical records, an affidavit, and any other evidence you believe would help establish that your injury was related to the vaccination. So who ultimately decides if you are entitled to compensation? Well, the court is who will enter an award or judgment, specifically awarding you compensation for your injury. Now, the Department of Health and Human Services can concede that you're entitled to compensation, or you can reach a settlement with them for an amount of money. But ultimately, not until the court enters a judgment will you receive payment for your injury. What kind of compensation is available in the program? Generally, there are 3 types of compensation available. The first is pain and suffering, and this is meant to compensate you for the severity of your injury, the impact that it has on your life, the duration of your symptoms, and factors such as those. Also included would be out-of-pocket medical expenses, so anything not covered by your insurance, including co-pays or payments towards a deductible. And finally, there's other economic damages, including lost earnings or wages. So if you are forced to miss work due to the injury, you can recover any lost earnings or wages directly caused by that. And finally, do I need an attorney to file a case? No, you do not need an attorney to file a petition. You can file a petition on your own. However, it's strongly encouraged to hire an attorney for a case like this because, number one, it's free. Attorney's fees and costs are covered by the program. So at the end of the case, your attorney will file his own petition requesting reimbursement of his costs and for payment of his fees. So it makes sense to consult with and retain an attorney for a case like this because you aren't giving up anything in terms of your own compensation. If you'd like to learn more about the Vaccine Injury Compensation Program, you can text VICP to 312-847-2428, and we'll ship you a copy of our free book. So if you believe that you've experienced an injury due to a vaccination or you want to learn more about the Vaccine Injury Compensation Program, feel free to give us a call at 312-578-9501 for a free consultation.